Hey everyone, before we start the show, I just want to get some plugs out of the way. If you enjoy this podcast and you're into wrestling, check out the Nerds and Marks podcast or Marty and Sarah Love Wrestling. If you're not getting your fill on movie and entertainment discussion, then check out the Entertainment Buffet podcast. If you want to dive into the world of video games, I highly recommend the Darkcast by my friends over at darkstation.com. Listen to them cover important topics and interview men and women from all over the industry. Thanks for listening and enjoy the show.
All right, it's been a little while since we saw The Empire Strikes Back.
A few minutes.
Yeah, which was we kept trying to put this together and just we've been busy, man. We live busy lives. We got cats. We're both staring out the window right now. So yeah, this is the last of the original trilogy. Came out in 1983. And a little fun fact, this one was actually my favorite for a long time. When I was a kid, this one was my favorite. It wasn't until I grew up and watched them more that the middle one became my favorite. So some things you'll notice. Actually, first of all, what do you remember much of the last one? I guess we should do a little bit of a recap.
I remember a little bit of it.
So in the last,
I kind of get them mistaken, or I mixed them up, I guess.
Yeah. So in the last one, we met Yoda for the first time.
Okay, yeah.
Which you liked Yoda.
Yeah, he was okay.
Han got frozen in the carbonite, and that was the whole "I love you, I know" moment.
Oh yeah, I like that.
And he got taken away by the bounty hunter.
Okay, yeah.
We met Lando.
Who is that again?
He was the black guy. He's the only black guy in Star Wars.
Okay.
We found out that Darth Vader's his father.
Yes.
And those are kind of the big moments. They had their lightsaber battle, their first encounter.
Okay.
Which Luke got his ass kicked, and he got his hand cut off.
Okay, I don't remember that.
So that's the gist of The Empire Strikes Back.
Okay.
It's a big down note for all the good guys. So this is the last one.
Is it from the other movies, or do we find out that they were brother and sister?
This is the one they hinted at there's a moment in Empire Strikes Back where when Luke is leaving, when he says he has to go help his friends, and Yoda's like, no, stay and finish your training. And the ghost of Obi-Wan shows up, and Luke's like, I'm sorry, but I have to go. And Obi-Wan's like, that boy is our last hope. And Yoda says, no, there is another. And that's the only hint we've had, which you already know that they're brother and sister.
Yeah.
But this is the one where they reveal that.
Okay.
So, and it's pretty early on, too. Okay, so we are going to jump in. And just remember, with every Star Wars movie, it's always kind of like a year jump in between each movie. So the last one ended with Lando and Chewie taking off in the Millennium Falcon to find where the bounty hunter took Han.
Okay.
And we all know that he was taking him to Jabba the Hutt, who you've seen Jabba the Hutt before, the big slug guy.
Yeah.
This was the first time you actually saw him in the movies. So the opening of this movie, a lot of it is based around Jabba the Hutt.
Okay.
Okay, so we are currently sitting at the 22-second mark when it says "a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away." And as usual, I'm going to count to 3, and I'm going to hit play on 3. Are you ready?
Yep.
All right, so 1, 2, 3. Oh, there was like a second delay there. Of course, we get our classic music. Something I noticed when we went and saw The Last Jedi is I love not knowing what this is going to say.
Oh.
Like, it's because, I've seen these a million times. I know them all by heart at this point. But it's like fun to sit in the theater and see it for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the subtitles should be on, just like we normally do.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was actually noticing. So Tatooine is the desert planet that the first movie was started on, and I was actually talking with a friend at work and realized that they used Tatooine out of the original 6 movies before Disney started making them. Tatooine is in every single movie except for one, and that was the middle one, the one we watched previously. But all the prequels, they go to Tatooine for at least a little bit. It's like they can't get away from the desert. So basically, all that text, I know I kind of talked over it. Basically, they're building another Death Star.
Okay.
And this is the first movie where we actually meet the Emperor, the one who rules the Empire. So Darth Vader's boss, basically.
His boss. Okay.
Yeah. Which he's actually the first thing we're gonna meet. And he's awesome. I like a lot of people always talk about the most evil person in a movie. He's often like, oh yeah, he's the biggest bad guy there's ever been. So there's their half-built new Death Star. One thing to point out about this one is, I don't know if you've ever heard people refer to Star Wars as kids movies.
Yeah.
I would say this is the first one that solidifies it as like, oh, Star Wars is for kids. And you'll see why once we
Okay.
get later in the movie. Like, it definitely has some dark moments, but there's a lot of things about this movie is like, oh, this is a kids movie.
This kind of stuff where they're like in their like the cockpit, I guess
Yeah.
you could say, reminds me so much. I grew up. My dad was obsessed with Star
Star Trek.
Star Trek.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this like brings me back. I have nostalgia just for like these moments.
Yeah. I love the like
It reminds me of so much.
I love the in-space moments, and that's something the new films have taught me a lot too. Is some of my favorite stuff in Star Wars is like the space battles. Mm-hmm. Like everybody will be like, "Ooh, lightsaber battles!" Like, yeah, those are awesome. But I love watching the ships fly around and blow each other up.
I love the sound of the lightsabers when they're like
Yeah.
fighting each other. I love that sound.
Yeah, Star Wars has amazing sound design. And the music, of
And with
course.
each movie, like their uniforms get cooler looking.
Yeah. I've actually come to really like the new Stormtroopers better than the old ones. Like, I like the helmets more with the more angular design.
Yeah, they look sleeker.
Yeah.
Oh, here he comes.
There he is. The fucking best character to ever be in a movie.
Sounds like he's like a scuba diver.
I'm going to be curious to see your opinion on the character of the Emperor. Because I think he is awesome. He's like completely overacted in the right way.
Yeah.
You're also going to see under Darth Vader's helmet in this movie at one point, which is something they haven't shown before.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Which maybe I shouldn't have said that because that's a little bit of a spoiler. But all right, so now we're back to Tatooine, just like every other movie.
This is C-3PO, the like annoying one.
Yeah.
Oh god.
In R2.
No, R2's cool.
Of course.
This gold guy though,
Yeah.
not my favorite character.
He gets beat up in all the movies appropriately, though. See, it's interesting. If you look at that building, that's where they're going. That's a matte painting. It's just like a painting that they.
Is it really?
Yeah, and like, when you're watching, we're watching the Blu-ray. You can totally see the kind of texture difference, but it still looks so good. Like, that's the thing I love about old movies is the way they had to find ways to do things.
Goodness gracious me.
I like when he's like, "Oh, we need to knock." He just gives it like the lightest tap, and he's like, "Oh, it looks like nobody's home." Remember, our C-3PO can speak like 6 million languages. That's like his only use. R2's always the one just running in. They try to turn R2 into a badass in the prequels. Like, he kills people in the prequels.
Holy massive spider.
There's a lot of...
What the hell is that?
Those are the Gamorrean guards. Is what they're called? There's pigmen.
Cute.
There's a lot of really interesting creature design in this one, more than some of the other ones. Especially in this opening of the movie.
Ugh. Reminds me of that one movie and the boobs on his head.
Oh, fucking Little Nicky? The Adam Sandler movie? I feel like that was probably... It took inspiration from this. C-3PO is always, like, left out of the plans.
He's so annoying.
This is another one of the movies. I tell you that he did like the special editions or whatever, where he went back and added in a bunch of new stuff.
Yeah.
This is another one of the movies that kind of suffers from what they add. Like they add a little musical number that's kind of annoying, and there's a creature.
This is the last one where they added like windows and stuff.
Yeah.
That was cool. I
Yeah.
do remember that.
So here's your first real look at Jabba the Hutt,
Sexy.
which he looks way better as this puppet than he did as like the CG monster in the first one.
Oh my god.
That puppet still looks good though. Like this is 1983 or something like that, and it still looks like all this design still looks really great. So this is the one where we finally see Luke kind of grow into the hero. Because as you said, he was annoying in the second one, or in the first one. And then in the middle one, he's kind of in between there. Like, he's a little brash and maybe runs in to fight too soon.
I'm sure that we can work out an arrangement which will be mutually beneficial and enable us to avoid any unpleasant confrontation. As a token of my goodwill, I present to you a gift.
I saw you make a face at that little guy.
It's ugly.
Yeah. He's he gets quite a few moments in this movie. So he just offered the droids to Jabba the Hutt as a
Played
gift.
the wrong message.
No, C-3PO just doesn't know what's going on. But because in the message, Luke said he gave them the droids as a gift. Yeah, so there's Han, still frozen in the block. So a little behind the scenes, they actually did that because Harrison Ford wasn't sure he was going to come back for the last one.
Really?
Yeah. So he was always kind of like, didn't really care about these movies too much, or like maybe just didn't understand them or whatever. And after the second one, he wasn't sure he was going to come back, so they did that in case he didn't. So for this one, they would find a way to write him out, but he did come back. And I believe like Jim Henson, like the Henson Company or whatever, worked a lot on some of these creature effects too. Just torturing robots. Everybody's annoyed by him.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Kids watch this?
Yep. I remember asking your uncle when your cousins became big Star Wars fans if they had ever seen the movies because they just watched the cartoon that's been on
Yeah.
TV, and he said like, "Oh no, I think they'd be too scared."
No,
And-
Janet, didn't want them to see it.
Yeah,
They thought it was too mature for them.
yeah. I think they would have been fine, but there are moments like that where like, huh, maybe.
Yeah. That is so messed up.
Yeah, it is a little like childish though.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is kind of coming up to the musical number I was talking about, which I think is one of the worst parts in all of these movies. Yeah, right here. Yeah, this was not in the original version. I think there was some form of it. Honestly, I'll be honest. I've never seen the original unedited version of this movie. But I think there was still some form of it in there, but they added in these CG characters and stuff and expanded it out. There's the bounty hunter that took Han.
It seems like, like an animated movie for like
Yeah.
kids.
Oh, you haven't even seen
Because
nothing.
kids would find this so funny.
Yeah. The first of the prequels has the worst offense of that, in which the whole character of Jar Jar Binks, that was the whole point, and everybody hated him. I'm sure even you've heard of Jar Jar Binks, and to some degree.
Yeah. Why was she kicked out?
He just didn't like her.
Oh, right then.
He wasn't digging on what she was doing. So they fed her to something.
Jeez.
Yeah, he's just a gross blob.
Apparently.
Yeah, that little alien guy looks something right out of the Muppets.
Yeah.
Oh. And there's Chewie.
Now the party can start.
Yeah.
He looks thinner.
It's the same guy that still plays him too in like the new movies. Dude's like 7'5" or something like
He
that.
does look really tall.
That's Boba Fett. That's
Chewbacca.
another small thing is they used to have subtitles for Jabba the Hutt, but in the special editions they took them out because they felt like C-3PO being his translator, it made it more important.
Oh, okay.
I think it took like 6 people to work this puppet or something like that.
What did I say? The mighty Jabba asks why he must pay 50,000. Because he's holding a thermal detonator.
That little blue elephant guy.
Was he Santa?
I love his like deep sluggish voice.
Ho, 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 ho.
I wonder if there are people that speak this language the same way people learned Klingon in Star Trek.
Probably.
If you notice on all the computers in like with the Empire, they all have some weird alien language on them, and there were fans out there that actually translated it.
Oh my god, of course there is.
He agrees.
I like that bounty hunter outfit. It's cool looking. Not as cool as that one, but. And here's another. That's Lando in disguise. I love Chewie.
Me too. No. There's 2 sons?
Yeah, Tatooine has 2 sons.
Okay.
That was like one of the iconic moments in the first movie when like Luke Skywalker's standing there looking at the 2 suns setting. So I feel like they were trying to recapture it with that moment. And they actually brought it back in the new movie, The Last Jedi. When he dies, they finally revealed that the planet, the island that he's been on with Rey, there's 2 suns, and he's looking at it as they die, or as he dies. So it's almost like, oh, we found this place that's just like home, you know?
Right.
It's been a while since I've seen this one. See, now the bounty hunter's doing something. Yeah, I can.
So he's like unmelting it?
Yeah.
Oh, this is cool.
You can buy like a coffee table that looks like Han frozen in carbonite.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I would totally get it. That's like one of those things they've kind of made like, oh, there's wall art or coffee tables. Like you can find Han and carbonite on anything. Keychains.
God, he looks so young.
Yeah, he was probably 30s. He's probably like 35, somewhere around here.
So how long was he in there?
I think storyline wise, probably like a year, 2 years.
Dang.
And there we go.
Holy cow.
I will say, when we saw The Last Jedi, I got emotional the first time she appeared on screen just because, like, oh, she's not here anymore.
That was genuinely kind of exciting right there.
Yeah.
Did not expect that.
I think this might be the one you would like the most. There's a lot of fun moments in this one.
I like how I look at you like, oh my god, look what just happened.
Yeah.
And you're like, duh, bitch.
I don't know if you caught it, but they said he can't see right now and that his vision will return in time
Oh, okay.
because he's got hibernation sickness. Which I always found funny because in the last movie they said no one's ever been frozen in carbonite before.
Okay, that looked like a straight up puppet.
Yeah, I
That
mean they
blue
are.
one? Yeah, but that one, they didn't even try for that one. That
Yeah.
blue one.
Oh, this is also the gold bikini movie.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Okay, that's kind of exciting.
That's what you get excited about?
Well, it's like the iconic thing. It's what everyone talks about.
It's her hair buns and the golden bikini.
Yeah. She's very pretty.
She is. That guy has a
Holy
name.
crap,
I can't
that thing is
remember.
ugly.
He has a name. I can't remember what it is.
So wait, why is he in there?
They threw him in jail.
Why?
Well, because he's not in the carbonite anymore. Because he owes Jabba a lot of money. That was the
Okay.
whole thing.
Wait, why would they put them together? Oh, they just don't care.
They don't care. They have a plan for them. I always remember the opening of this movie taking a lot longer, but it's moving faster than I remember.
Is it?
It
You're
is.
just saying
No,
that.
I'm serious. The opening of this movie used to be my least favorite part, but like over the years, like rewatching it, I actually really like the beginning of the movie. Because I'm like, oh, let's just get past this Jabba stuff and get back to the Empire. But so there's Luke, full-fledged Jedi now.
Ugh.
Hey, look at all that mucus just
That
draining
is
from him.
disgusting.
Salacious crumb. That's
So is this?
what the fuck? That's new. They even added that for the Blu-ray. So the shit was blah, blah, blah. So they added more stuff in the Blu-ray release, and this is my first time seeing the Blu-ray release. That little alien guy that just walked by on his hands and knees, that's a reference to the prequels. He's either a character from the prequels or the same type of alien as that character. Yeah, so he's got some Jedi powers now. Sorry, you were going to ask something a second ago?
Is there any reason why she's in this bikini?
Because she's a slave, and that's how he dresses as slaves.
Oh, okay.
Like that, they always refer to it as Slave Leia.
So she didn't choose to
No.
be in it. Okay.
No, she's like his prisoner. See, she's got a
So
chain
I always
around her
imagine
neck.
her being like a strong person.
Yeah. No, she's got a chain around her neck.
I thought that was a necklace.
No, he's holding the chain, and that
Like
comes
a
into
dog?
play later. Yeah. But yeah, the outfit and everything is always referred to as Slave Leia, and Disney recently has said they're like retiring that because they think it's like demeaning.
Yeah, that's the character though.
Yeah,
like,
it's part of the story.
Wow.
Nevertheless, I'm taking Captain Solo and his friends. You can either profit by this or be destroyed.
I love badass Luke.
I warn you not to underestimate my power.
Is he the one that got in that car accident?
Yeah.
Because you can see in the makeup that.
Yeah. I've never noticed it. Like, it's something I never knew as a
Yeah,
kid.
you notice like right here
Yeah.
by his nose.
But if you watch the first movie and then watch the sequels, because it happened in between the first two, and that was why supposedly they had him get attacked at the beginning of the first one and gave him like scars.
A reason for
Yeah.
it? Okay.
And I never noticed for a long time Harrison Ford has a scar on his chin that they actually wrote a reason for in Indiana Jones as well.
That's interesting.
This is actually a really good creature design.
Is this movie just really loud or did you turn it up really loud?
I had it turned up. Should I turn it down?
A little bit, yeah.
Sorry, I felt like when they were talking earlier, it was really quiet. So
That's usually our luck. The music's really loud and the talking's
Yeah.
really low.
So this is the Rain Core. That's like good puppet work. Because it's clearly a hand puppet.
Yeah.
I mean, these movies pioneered special effects as they are today.
It makes me appreciate the movie like a million times more.
Yeah, when they do use real effects. Mm-hmm. And that's something they've tried to recapture with the new Star Wars movies. You actually notice they do use a lot of practical effects. Like, hey, there were real porgs in The Last Jedi. Mm-hmm. Just not the one that slapped into the window.
Even with like music videos and stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh, I totally saw one of the strings on his hand.
Did you really?
Yeah, it was so thin. Man, Blu-ray is so fun for these movies. It was so thin, but it looked like there was like some light gleaning off of it when he snapped the bone in his mouth. That's crazy.
Now I'm like looking for them.
What did you say?
So now I'm like looking for them.
Yeah, I know. I never noticed that before. I mean, maybe I was wrong, but it certainly looked like the string. I remember that little guy's name. It's Salacious Crumb.
Crumb?
Yeah. Ooh.
Oh, hell no.
It sounded like a dog.
Ooh, he's got bigger boobs than me.
He's a good-looking one.
Mm-hmm, yum.
He's sad. Yeah, so he wants to kill them all now.
Oh, he's like really
Yeah.
sad.
A lot of that became like a joke amongst fans. I believe he's like supposed to be the animal wrangler or something like that. So it's like, oh, his animal died.
Fine. Together again, huh? We're missing. How are we doing? Same as always. That bad, huh? Where's Leia?
I'm here.
His High Exaltedness, the great Jabba the Hutt, has decreed that you are to be terminated immediately.
You and I both.
I love Harrison Ford.
You must therefore be taken to the Dune Sea and cast into the pit of Harpoon, the nesting place of the all-powerful Sarlacc. Doesn't sound so bad. In his belly you will find a new definition of pain and suffering that you must slowly digest in over 1,000 years.
I love this next part, and to me, like the beginning used to always feel so long because, like, oh man, like this stuff's boring until you get out to the sand dunes. But I appreciate this stuff a lot more nowadays. Those big old mastodon things, banthas, I think they're called, and more toys for the kids to buy.
Okay, that's kind of cool. Looks like a ship.
Yeah. It's his sail barge, is what they call it. Big party house. Yeah, Jabba the Hutt's just like a big crime lord, is basically what he is. And he's serving drinks.
See?
Yeah.
Looks so incredibly
The
fake.
eyes on it in particular. So there are these aliens later in the movie. I'm sure you've heard of Ewoks. Yeah, but they're basically like teddy bears. And they added them blinking in the Blu-ray release, and I've never seen it before, and I'm curious to see how that's gonna look.
There's nothing to see. Nice delivery.
Wow.
I love that line.
How old is she in this movie?
Early 20s. I'm pretty sure she was 19 in the first one, and 77. I want to say it was like 2 years for the second one, maybe 3 years, and then this one was 83. So she's maybe like 25 at most. So this was another thing they added in the special edition. They added this beak that comes out of there and more tentacles. It used to just be a pit with all these tentacles.
Was that a tongue?
Yeah. Which I'm okay with that change. Like giving it like a beak creature that comes out is like adds a little more to it, I think.
Is he calling it Jabba?
Yeah, he's got like an accent, so he's like a posh British man.
Right?
We're all on the same page, right?
Your
Yeah, I like this action piece. So it's, to me, it was always like, oh, let's get through the beginning until we get to this moment. But
Is that thing just circling?
yeah,
Okay.
that alien behind him looks really grumpy. So this is our first look at Luke's new lightsaber. Because if you remember, he got his hand cut off in the last one, so he's got a green one now.
You said the colors determine.
In the expanded fiction that they did, they would say that the colors kind of determine what kind of Jedi you are.
Right, okay.
Like, I think the idea was because all lightsabers have a crystal in them, and you have to put your force power into the crystal to energize it. And, like, the way your force connects with you would determine the color.
So what's the like best one, like, most powerful?
There is no best one, really. But blue is for people who are adept at, like, fighting.
I see red more often.
Red is for the bad guys. All the
Okay.
bad guys have red. Green, I believe, is for Jedis who are more prone to, like, thinking and knowledge. Blue is for the ones that, like, fight. Primarily, they're like, I
What if
believe,
there's like a test or a quiz online? We can figure out which one I'd be.
probably,
I'd probably be red.
because it's basically just how would you, probably. I mean, those kind of quiz would be super obvious. Like, oh, you know, you're in a situation. What do you do? And if you answer kill them all for it, you'd probably be red. But
yeah, that'd be me.
yeah. Like, blues are ones that would more fight out of a situation. Greens are ones that might think their way out of a situation.
So I'd probably be green.
Yeah, and then
In all seriousness.
in the expanded universe, they have yellow, which is more like
Ooh.
people who you would use are more adapt to the Force, like would solve situations using the Force.
So people that are like fall for religion.
Yeah.
And I'm like a.
Yeah, so she's choking him with the chain. But I always love this movie just because I love the green lightsaber. Like, I want to get a prop, like, to, like, display of his lightsaber handle.
I have such like a stupid question that I want to ask. But it's
No, go ahead.
No, I mean it's so stupid.
No, I mean, that's the whole point of
So
this.
how does this saber, the lightsaber, like actually hurt somebody? If it's just a light, does it like burn them? Or?
Yeah, it's essentially like a laser beam, you would think, but it can, like, burn through anything.
So it burns. That's
yeah,
what it does.
it cuts. It cuts like a sword, but it's like a sword of light.
So cuts like a sword, but it's like a hot sword?
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
A sword made of laser light. I also, his sound's different when he turns it on.
I
And
love
like
the sound of them.
Yeah.
It sounds so cool.
Gently now. All right, honey.
I think everyone should get a Chewie in life. That's so cool.
The next Star Wars movie that's coming out is like the Han Solo origin story. Comes out in like May.
Yeah, you did say
Yeah,
something about that.
and it's gonna show like how he met Chewie. In episode 3, there's a whole planet of Wookiees that you see. It's like his home planet. And Chewie's actually in episode 3 briefly.
Wasn't he inspired by his dog?
Yeah, he had like a Yorkie or something.
Oh god, those things are ugly.
This movie also has one of my favorite lightsaber fights, which the lightsaber fights in these ones are
She's
not
like fighting and she's like in underwear.
Yeah, basically. So he took a shot to his robotic hand.
Yeah, just get rid of him. Not him though.
They're escaping. Oh, he totally didn't speak that line right there. It was ADR'd.
Why?
Because it sounded off, and like you could see his mouth wasn't really moving. I love R2's little periscope thing. Every time I see that scene, I just think of cleaning out those droids of all the sand. See, I love things like this in old movies. Like, that was a model that they blew up.
That is so cool.
Like, I love miniature work in movies. Yeah, that's the language I was talking about before. I like this scene. His little robot hand. So he's going back to see Yoda. Because he left like an asshole. So here's the Emperor, our introduction to him.
Okay.
All of the music associated with the Empire is just so good.
All like Star Wars music is good.
Yeah.
And even someone who hasn't seen Star Wars, like I haven't seen most of it, and I still recognize it. Like if I were to hear it elsewhere, I would know.
I mean, John Williams, he also did Jurassic Park. He did pretty much any Spielberg movie. Indiana Jones. He's done so much good music. He's won so many Oscars. This actor actually returned for the prequels to do the same character, and like you actually see how he becomes who he is as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's like one of those things where like you clearly know who he is through all three movies, and you know he's evil, and he's kind of like pulling strings behind the scenes all the time. But he's so entertaining in all of the movies. Like the voice he puts on and everything, I love it. I wonder if they sold like the matte paintings for these movies,
Probably.
or if they still have them.
I really don't like him.
Why? Why don't you like Yoda?
I just find him...
Just what about him? The way he looks, or
Just everything about him. Like, I don't really like his character.
he's the best.
I really like Obi-Wan, though.
Obi-Wan is my favorite character. All versions of Obi-Wan.
He's like his fairy godfather. It's like the way I look at it.
I wonder if you'd like the version of Yoda in the prequels better, when he's like a badass Jedi versus the old man he's supposed to be
Probably.
here. Yeah, so he's dying. But look at that. He's a puppet, and he's like putting his
He's
feet
just
in bed.
the ugliest
And
thing. He's so ugly.
he's cute.
No, he's not.
I liked that they brought him back for The Last Jedi. And that they actually used a puppet when they brought him back. Because he was CG in the prequels. Yoda has a lightsaber fight in the prequels. And he's like flipping around and jumping up. It's insane.
So this is like the initiation.
Basically.
Okay.
He needs to overcome the confrontation inside himself and decide who he really is.
Okay.
Because the Emperor's plan is to turn Luke to the dark side. He basically wants to replace Vader with Luke.
Okay. Avoid the question.
Yeah, right.
Jeez. What is wrong with him knowing if that's his father or not? Like he just wouldn't try as hard or something?
That he might be more willing to join his father.
So he's not as genuine. If
Yeah.
You know if it's dead.
Actually, they'll talk about it right here. I just noticed something. Every time he goes to talk, he says his name, and that was something they made fun of in the Family Guy version that I just totally didn't notice. Like when they did this scene in the Family Guy, because the Family Guy, they remade all the movies as like an episode.
Yeah, I know.
And like,
my manager a while ago, he has all of them.
we have them all. They're actually all really funny.
Yeah.
But during the scene, he's like Luke, and then he says something, and they just like Luke, and he keeps doing it like 16 times. I just noticed he totally does that in the movie. Yeah, so he's telling him there is another. And Yoda's dead.
So he just died?
Yeah, he's old. He said he was 900 years old.
He looks about it.
Yeah. And he told him before he died that there is another Skywalker. If you remember in The Last Jedi,
He
that
just disappeared.
yeah. So remember when Obi-Wan died? He was standing there, and Vader hit him with his lightsaber, and he disappeared. And when Luke died in The Last Jedi, he also disappeared.
Yeah,
Basically,
he did.
when a Jedi dies, they become one with the Force,
Oh, okay.
and that's why they appear as a Force ghost, is what they call it.
Okay.
So that's why Obi-Wan has been a ghost, and in The Last Jedi, Yoda appeared as a Force ghost. And Obi-Wan's about to show up here as well.
So I guess in like religion, it'd be like an angel.
Basically.
Okay.
But it's a projection.
That's how I like understand it.
Yeah.
I put it.
I mean,
like,
it is.
religion.
It's not wrong. And they touch on that a lot in The Last
Yeah,
Jedi.
like, this is like an angel.
Yeah. Ah, you old coot. And this is all stuff that the prequels kind of go in on.
Okay. This is basically he was great as Anakin when he became Darth
Yeah,
Vader,
he was
so when
seduced by the
became-
Emperor to the
Right.
dark side, and that is what the third prequel is. Which, if I was going to show you any one of the prequels, it would be the third one, because for one, that's the one that people call the good one.
Yeah.
But it has a lot of amazing scenes. Like the final fight between Anakin and Obi-Wan is incredible. Also, some of the best Star Wars music comes from the prequels.
So I wonder what that's comparable to, like
Which part?
him when he was Anakin
versus becoming Vader.
would that be like?
Are you talking about from a religious aspect?
Yeah.
I guess.
Satan worship.
Yeah. The fall of Satan from heaven.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, if you're looking for a direct comparison, that's the best way I could think of it.
Yeah, because you're baptized as a baby.
Yeah.
And
Which the
then-
Jedi start training from children.
Right.
Yeah. That was a big point of contention in the prequels.
So he's finding out Leia's his sister?
Yeah. I did notice he has a little bit of a scar above his lip right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is weird. Point of view of the camera.
Yeah. They don't really generally do that stuff in these movies. There's Admiral Akbar. He became like a popular character. Yeah, the Han Solo movie coming out also shows how they met.
Mm.
So she's like the leader of the rebels. Somebody who they never really mention. Another Family Guy joke here is when she walks out, they're like, "Look, another girl." Oh yeah, and Lois plays Leia, obviously. So she comes out like, "Look, another girl." She's just like, "I don't like her," and crosses her arms. I love this fish man. This movie also is where the meme came from that you might have seen online, where people do that "it's a trap" thing, and it shows the picture of this guy. It became like a big meme.
I don't see a lot of Star Wars stuff in my life.
But it's like it's a meme used like all over the internet. I'm actually surprised you haven't seen
Yeah,
it,
I've
just
not
because
seen
everybody
it.
seems to use it.
We have stolen a small Imperial shuttle. Disguised as a cargo ship and using a secret Imperial code, a strike team will land on it and deactivate the shield carrier. Sounds dangerous. General Solo, is your strike team assembled? My team's ready. I don't have a command crew for the shuttle. The rough fellow didn't want to speak.
He was just talking all this shit about Lando being in danger, and then it's revealed that he's leading this other horrible mission.
I like because I'm like into like beauty and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like her hairstyles are like famous.
That's
Like
another.
that hairstyle, like
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
you were considering, because we were talking about like
yeah. When we knew our vows, I want to incorporate some of her
hairstyles.
things, and then also with Game of Thrones, how they have like each braid
Yeah.
for like their things. So I kind of want to like
Yeah.
kind of do like both, but yeah.
Yeah, because you were showing me some of the different
Mhm.
Princess Leia hairstyles.
But yeah, because I like, watch YouTube videos, and that's a big thing.
Yeah, is it really?
Yeah.
People talk about like the Princess Leia hairstyles.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I mean, I know the buns from the first movie. That's like a thing a lot of people
but
do.
I mean,
but
but like, I don't know what movie it's from, but she does like the double braids, like
I believe that's the second one.
they look like ball sacks.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I
Oh, you're
can,
talking about the ones on the side of her. That's
no. They're like they literally look like.
Oh yeah, that's from the
balls.
second movie. She doesn't have as many hairstyles in this one.
Probably because that one's really pretty.
Probably.
Like that
that movie was like the only time they like glamorize her, I think.
Yeah.
Because in this
Probably.
one, she has her hair like all the way down and straight at one point.
Yeah, well, I don't think the Empire had movies in mind when they designed her, actually.
She got married in the other one, right?
In
Wait, which one did she get married in?
Princess Leia?
Yeah.
Or her and Han end up together, but they never get married in any of the movies. There was the
Or was there like a wedding that she was in?
there was a ceremony in the first movie where they
Okay.
give them the medals
Okay,
after
that
blowing up the Death Star.
hairstyle is
Yeah,
another big
that is a
one.
really good one too. If you like the hairstyle stuff, then that's something in the prequels that you would really like is Natalie Portman. They basically have her in those movies just to put her in all these crazy outfits and crazy hairstyles that all look amazing.
I'm way more into Carrie Fisher than
Natalie Portman.
yeah, Natalie Portman.
Natalie Portman is
And Keira.
yeah, she's only in the first
What's
one.
her last name?
Keira Knightley.
Knightley. She was in one, right?
She was in episode 1, and that was the only one she was in. I think that was her first movie.
Because Natalie didn't want to do it, or she couldn't do it.
It's a story reason why, like, because Natalie's the queen, but Keira Knightley plays like her decoy,
Oh, okay.
so you don't actually know it's like Keira Knightley or whatever. You're supposed to think it's the same person. That's weird. They have those two characters there for like no reason that never gets addressed again. So they're in this stolen shuttle and they need to go down to the planet because the planet has a shield generator that's protecting the Death Star. So they have to blow up the shield generator while the other people are going to fly in and blow up the Death Star.
What's that thing?
What thing?
The thing, like, the little thing that was like moving.
Oh, the little robot.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it's just like a little cleaning droid or something. Wherever they have like a set for the Empire, like the Death Star or the ships, there's always those little black droids just rolling around.
Oh, okay. Hmm.
Yeah, oh yeah, you're talking about that thing in the background?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are like little robots. I think they're supposed to be like cleaning droids.
Like the Roombas?
Yeah, basically. Early Roombas. I'm sure there's a book out there somewhere that'll detail every little thing about what they do, but I've never read it. That's just the way Star Wars is.
This is very Star Trek when they do that.
I've just never really seen a lot of Star Trek. I've seen only the new movies, and everyone says
boring.
everyone says the new movies are more like Star Wars than Star Trek. So
They're so boring.
I like the new movies. Han is more of like a comical character in this one. Like he's always got the quips.
Yeah.
It's another thing of like how this one feels like it's more for kids. I love the shots of him just like looking out a window.
Mm.
I had a toy of Luke in that outfit. Oh, they also have like a different kind of stormtrooper armor on this planet that I really like.
Mm.
They got different helmets. Yeah, these guys. They call them scout troopers. I always liked them as a kid. This leads to another moment that's kind of like an iconic moment from this movie. There's like a chase scene here. I think he'd be more careful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, these things
You
are awesome.
like those costumes?
I like them. I don't know
I
why.
don't like them.
Mostly because I like this whole like forest planet and everything that kind of happens here. Yeah, so these are the speeder bikes, and this like speeder bike chase gets referenced a lot in a lot of things, and
Those look like fun.
yeah,
They're like jet skis for the air.
yeah. And the sound design for them is great. Yeah, and all this POV stuff or shots.
Uh-huh.
I mean, the special effects might not hold up as much, but still fun. And it's like these were the things that as a kid made it my favorite movie. Like I liked all the sound for these speeder bikes, and the toy stuff totally worked for me. Like everybody always says like, "Oh, they just add all this stuff in to sell toys," which is totally true, and it totally worked for me as a kid. And I liked like, "Oh, he has a green lightsaber now." Like all that stuff just got me as a kid. Ugh. That would hurt. For how fast they seem to be going.
Zoom.
Yeah, right. It almost looked like his lips didn't match what like he was saying there. Like they might have changed the line or something. There's one of the video games like a long time ago where they let you do this, and like there was a multiplayer mode where you would basically race like a friend, and me and my friend Corey would play it and just try to see who could get through it the fastest, because it was incredibly hard because you're really moving like as fast as the movie portrays, and you would just slam into trees every 2 seconds. I don't know why I like these Stormtrooper outfits so much, but as a kid, they were like my favorite. God, never take your eyes off the road, man.
They're like kids.
Yeah, right? Now they're stuck together. When they put out the Blu-rays for this for the first time, it was the first time they ever showed deleted scenes for Star Wars, and one of the deleted scenes was showing him finish making his new lightsaber.
Nice.
We're about to meet the Ewoks for the first time. Something about them being on this forest makes C-3PO's gold really stand out. Like, he looks so shiny in these scenes. Oh, here they are. Here's the one.
I'm kind of excited.
They're just as adorable as you think.
Oh my god.
Like I said, Star Wars became a kids movie.
Okay, the face is kind of weird.
Yeah, they're okay. Yeah, okay. See, they added blinking in, and I don't like it. It's creepy.
Covers the, like...
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I'm noticing their eyes look different, too, and I wonder if that comes from them adding in the CG blinking. Their eyes seem bigger.
The lips look like they have, like, Kylie Jenner injected lips.
Yeah. His name is Wicket.
Don't their lips look like they're injected?
Yeah, they do have, like, big old lips.
Mm-hmm.
It's like little native people. So in the original idea for Star Wars, they were supposed to be Wookiees. So like a bunch of Chewbacca's instead of these little guys. We covered like the original rough draft of like the Star Wars script a long time ago, and basically it was like this huge script that they eventually broke into all three
They
movies.
have, like, human nails. Oh, that's
Oh,
so
yeah.
weird.
I love the subtitles saying speaking Ewokese. I never thought of like what their language would be called.
Sniff, sniff.
Yeah. Oh, I can't get over them blinking. It's so creepy. Like, it makes more sense. He's still a cute little guy. What?
Come on, get up. Go get your ride. Take her back to base.
Like, that's all it took to take down that dude?
Apparently, yeah. It's like a fat bear.
Yeah, right. Yep, yep. I love their little language. So I like how they have these like red guard guys that never do anything in the movie, and then in The Last Jedi they made a point to make them badass and they actually fight. I love this set. This is one of my favorite like
Yeah, I like it
locations in the
too.
movie. The
Yeah.
throne room.
Small rebel force has penetrated the shield and landed on Endor. Yes, I know. My son is with them.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Refer to him as his son.
I have felt him. My master
And the Emperor didn't know.
strange that I had not. Not feelings of his matter are clear, Lord Vader. They are clear, my master. If you must go to the central room and wait for him, he will come to me. I have lost.
How you feeling about this Emperor guy so far? Like creepy or anything?
Yeah, he's definitely creepy. I just love Darth Vader.
Yeah. And a lot of people complain that the prequels made Darth Vader seem like a pussy.
No, I don't think so.
Well, you haven't.
Oh, yeah. That's
yeah.
the other one.
Because they're like, oh, in these movies, he's like this badass dude. And the prequels, if you watch them all, it really paints him as this tragic character. And I don't know. To me, the prequels didn't affect him at all for me. He's still awesome.
Liz.
Yeah. This is kind of a funny scene.
What, Chewie?
Oh, what is that?
It's a dead animal. He's hungry.
Get it. It's just a dead animal, Chewie. Chewie, wake up! Nice work. Great, Chewie. Great. Always thinking with your stomach. You can't let you figure out a way to get out of this thing. Come on, can you reach my lightsaber? Yeah. Sure.
You would think they would know he would have that.
Yeah.
They're so clearly we're not the robots in that shot.
The hell are those? Ewoks?
Yeah. That one's not as cute.
Oh my god. How do kids not have nightmares from these things?
They're cute. You don't find them cute at all?
At all.
That's so... I mean, that one's ugly. Point that thing someplace else. He's just ready to shoot him. Like, what an asshole.
Just take the gun
Yeah.
away from him.
No, they're taking him prisoner. They think he's like a god.
Oh, that's why they're bound to him.
Yeah. Finally, he's useful for something. They're like, of course. Luke's just laughing at the whole idea of it.
Okay, those are cool. Those
Yeah,
are
they're
freaking
their
cool.
little Ewok village.
Yeah.
Wait, are they expecting to swing 3PO on the chair? This just feels like something out of the
Can I
Mupp.
live there? That is so cool.
Yeah, like the treetop
Yeah,
village.
this is the planet I want to be in.
This whole thing just feels like something out of the Muppets or like Dark Crystal. Is this somebody's fire alarm or smoke detector?
I have no idea.
But yeah, this is definitely something I've thought of before us getting ready to watch this, because I haven't seen this one in a while. This is really where Star Wars seemed to maneuver to be for children. Well, look at the baby.
Oh my god, that is so ugly.
Why is that ugly to you? It's so funny how everybody, like, all the things I think that you're gonna have like the same reactions other people generally have to, you always have the opposite. Like, everybody always thought the Ewoks were cute. Wow, the Ewoks are just gonna cook them?
Apparently.
I never realized how fucked up that was before.
Her hair's down.
Yeah. Never realized how much hair she had.
It's probably a wig.
I mean, how much hair would you have to make those braids that she normally has?
This could have been fake hair too. They have like headbands that are braided.
No, that's true.
Those are so ugly.
I'll grant it. Some of them are less cute than others, but I think the main one is cute. The one that she found.
He always looks like he's high. He's like, yeah, man.
Luckily, he's got the Force. Oh, he scared the baby. Ugh. Archie's mad.
Wow.
Ooh. Kissing in my Star Wars movie? Gross. I thought they were about to kiss for a second. Like, doesn't it make it weirder in the last one that they kiss now?
Yeah.
Which is just one of those things that shows that they never actually had that planned out.
That is so cool. Look at all those furry butts.
Yeah, 3PO's like telling them their story up until this point.
Is he smoking a pipe?
Yeah. He's using sound effects. Nooch Veda. He just told a bunch of primitives about all this like crazy technology. They probably have no idea what he's talking about. Oh, look at that little baby. To me, this one ranks higher than it does for most people because I love all the stuff with Luke and Vader and the Emperor.
This movie is more interesting.
You think so? Even more than the last one? With
I think so,
With
yeah.
like Cloud City and everything?
Yeah. Oh my god. Really?
Yeah. He even looks back like, are you serious? So the prequels totally ruined this scene because they talk about her mother, but in the prequels they show that when they were both born, she died, so they never saw their real mother. So what is it about this one that's interesting you more?
I like where they are.
Like character-wise or just literally location-wise?
Location, and she's more interesting. I don't know. I just like them like discovering that they're siblings and all that.
Yeah. And he's about to tell her.
I don't know, the storyline just more interesting to me.
Yeah. I mean, because it's coming to an end. I like that line. And they used that for the trailer for episode 7.
Oh, really?
When like the first teaser trailer came out, it was Luke saying, "The Force is strong in my family." And it was like, I have it. And they showed a scene of him. And he's like, my father has it. And they showed the melted Darth Vader helmet. And he's like, my sister has it. And then it showed old Leia. And it was like, you have that power too. And it showed like the new characters. Yeah, like I love the end of this movie. Like going into like the third act of Luke with Vader and the Emperor and them kind of launching their final attacks. I think it's some of the most entertaining stuff in the original movies. So jealous.
Wow. So are they officially together?
They kind of have, like, they love each other, but they haven't, like, it's kind of an unspoken thing, mostly.
Hold me.
I think they're just like too preoccupied with the war to really pursue anything.
Oh,
but they
okay.
both know how they feel about
They
each
both
other.
carry by each other.
Yeah. I like this scene quite a bit.
This is a rebel that surrendered to us. Although he denies it, I believe he may be.
This is their first time seeing each other since he found out that he was his father.
He was armed only with this. Good work, Commander. Lead.
I used to have a toy of that lightsaber, like one of the old ones where you'd like wave it around and it'd make the noise
Yeah.
and shit. They have them now that are so much more like crazy tech-wise.
Mm-hmm.
The Emperor has been expecting you. I know, Father. So, you have accepted the truth. I've accepted the truth that you were once Anakin Skywalker, my father. That name no longer has any meaning. It is the name of your true self you've only forgotten. I know there is no name. The Emperor had to dream it from you. That was why you couldn't destroy me. That's why you won't bring me to your Emperor now. I see you have constructed
Then why is his green?
I mean, they never explained it in the movie. It's just he made a new one and it was green. But I guess according to the expanded fiction, it would be just that's the type of affinity he has for the Force. That he's a more mentally calculating Jedi.
Obi-Wan once spoken. Don't know the power of the dark side. I must obey my master. I will not change.
It's weird to think that he has a master.
Yeah. And that, you know, people who complained about, the prequels made him like a pansy. I think they needed to pay more attention to this movie where Vader is clearly the, you know, the one that's lower on the totem pole and that it's all the Emperor who's really the one in charge. There was actually a book that came out that takes place in between episodes 3 and 4 because he becomes Darth Vader at the end of episode 3. Like everything that happens to him, you know, he gets his limbs cut off and
I like that line.
what do you say?
He said that my father is truly dead.
Yeah.
Because his father,
Yeah.
Anakin, is dead.
And how Obi-Wan was saying it's all from a certain point of view.
Right.
Yeah. And that's something that's referenced in the prequels as well. There's like the end of episode 3 is Anakin and Obi-Wan having this insane lightsaber battle on like a lava planet. And he's like says that Anakin's turned to evil, and Anakin's like, from my point of view, the Jedi are evil. He's like, then you are lost. The prequels really solidify Obi-Wan being my favorite character because he is the actor they got to play him is so a perfect match.
Yeah, I think so too.
And he's so good in those movies. He's the best part of those movies. He saves them, I would say. So yeah, now that Luke is with Vader and like the Emperor and stuff, I think the movie gets way more interesting from that point on.
Whoa, that is cool looking.
Yeah, so this is the Rebel fleet
Holy
getting ready
cow.
to go attack the Death Star. They have all sorts of new ships here for new toys to sell. So this alien guy that's like his co-pilot here, I saw somebody post on Twitter. There was like a news article saying that Rian Johnson, the director of Episode 8, The Last Jedi, Like, yeah, Ryan Johnson failed that character, and he responded to the tweet saying, "Fair enough," because he's in the movie like briefly. You just see him in the background, but he doesn't do anything. And every fucking Star Wars character has its own fan base. And I thought it was funny that he actually like responded to them. This is the first of like the original Star Wars movies that has like a huge space battle. Now that I think about it. That's what she said?
I was just thinking something about that.
God, their eyes are just fucking creeping me out.
But they were so cute.
They are, but they changed it on the Blu-ray release. And I think they changed, not only made them blinking, I think they changed their eyes.
Thank you. Just keep your hand over his mouth the whole movie.
He's a robot, though. It's just a speaker. Like, it wouldn't really do anything.
No one's noticing.
They do notice, but...
It took him forever to notice.
Hey, they were having a good conversation. The one guy who my bike was stolen.
It really did look like that.
Yeah. Aw, I wanted to go too. I don't know why I like that line. I've decided that we shall stay here.
Whoa.
He's so little. And Star Wars is for kids.
That was a good idea.
Yeah, right? That was actually pretty good. God, Chewie's so big compared to everybody else. Like, I love the contrast of all these just, like, soldiers and this giant fucking Wookiee. I'm wondering if they'll kill Chewie in the next one. He's the only...
Oh, God, I hope not.
He's the only legacy character left. Because Han died in 7. Leia didn't die in 8, but she obviously won't be in 9. And Chewie's the only one left.
That's Obi-Wan.
Yeah, our own Obi-Wan is looming at us from a shelf. Obi-Wan's a cat, in case people don't follow.
Who looks like Batman.
He does look like Batman. Especially when he perched up there. Yeah, I love this set. I don't know what it is about it.
Because it's cool looking.
Yeah. Please don't step on the recorder. Do you have something to say? One day I'll get you to meow on this thing. I saw the way this guy talks. In some of the prequels, he is fucking overacting like a maniac, and it's kind of awesome. I often wonder how old he was in this scene, because they obviously like put all this makeup on him and stuff. Because he's like an old guy in the prequels. and it's the same actor. I like that. Or he's like, your overconfidence and your weakness, and he's like, your faith in your friends is yours. Like they're just fucking at each other. Like, oh, you think you're so fucking smart, kid? This cat is just doing all sorts of stretching in front of us. Maybe if you weren't sleeping all day. Like his eyes.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of use that as the look of, so like the
He's
evil.
such an asshole.
Yeah, he's so good. This is one of my favorite songs, in like the movie. Do you have to open your whole head when you yawn? That guy's got an amazing voice. You rebel scum. Oh, the fish man.
All wings reported. Red leader standing by. Green leader standing by. Green leader standing by. Blockade squads attack positions.
Let the Lord be with you, and also with you.
Yeah. That's your like way in, isn't it? Is comparing it all to actual religion.
That's the only way it makes sense.
There are books that are completely related to just comparing Star Wars to like Christianity. I love this song. I don't know why. There it is. That became like a meme. Anytime somebody talks about like, oh, a girl luring you in a conversation, they post a picture of that guy and it's a trap.
Accelerate to attack speed. Draw their fire away from the cruisers. Copy, Gold Leader.
This was another reason why this movie was one of my favorites for the longest times. I love this big space battle.
That's cool.
Yeah. I wouldn't call it insignificant. They've been a major thorn in their side.
Ew. That just sounds weird.
I don't know. I love it. I love the way he sounds. Like, it adds so much to the character.
The hate is swelling inside you.
He's very theatrical. He definitely is like acting on another level compared to like, well, everyone is taking it like a movie. He's almost acting like he's in a theater play and is like this larger than life villain. But that's kind of what I love about it. More toys. Those actually did appear in another Star Wars movie though, before this one. So it was all a trap. They just didn't count on a bunch of teddy bears.
Well, they're on their way. I was sure this was a good idea.
There's your guys.
We surrender.
So yeah, this is another point of contention with like some hardcore fans. Like, oh, you're telling me the Empire's taken down by a bunch of teddy bears?
For real.
That's why it was originally supposed to be Wookiees, because that makes a lot more sense. But it's supposed to be like, oh, they weren't expecting to deal with all these like people without technology, and just it's supposed to be the contrast of it. But I don't know. I'm fine with it. That was a good shot. This is another sound design thing I really love, is the sound of like the gunfire from those big walkers. As you continue to yawn.
It's a long movie, okay?
It is a little long.
I think an hour and a half is a long movie, and that's a normal movie.
Yeah. But normal movies don't have teddy bears.
These are like rabid teddy bears.
They're not rabid.
They look so creepy.
I think
Is he
that's
just
funny.
dragging them?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
They're trying their best, okay? You gotta wonder if these freaking Ewoks can take them down. It's like, does that armor actually protect them from anything?
Oh, he's hit himself.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Like I said, they're trying their best. A weird thing I was thinking about recently is the sound of Han Solo's pistols, a very like noticeable, iconic sound.
Yes, it is.
And after Episode 7, I was like, oh, like we're never gonna hear that again in a Star Wars movie. Mm-hmm. But now they have the Han Solo movie coming out, so now it's like, oh, that's the last time. Because his gun has always had a distinctive sound.
Oh my god, they're catapulting it.
Yeah. Hey, they got what they got. It's not doing much.
Like you said, at least they're trying.
Yeah, like he was just chopping that with an axe.
A
lot of good like camera work in the space stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like I love these shots of them like trailing ships and stuff. God, the Millennium Falcon's so cool.
We're in attack position now, sir. Hold here. We're not going to attack. I have my orders from the
That guy was actually the one who survived The Empire Strikes Back when Vader kept choking all the admirals to death.
Oh.
And that guy kept getting promoted. Yeah, like all this stuff in the throne room is my favorite stuff in this movie.
I actually like the Emperor.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's another part of the prequels I really like, is like his character and the actor who plays him. Is he down there?
We have no choice, General Calrissian. Our cultures can't repel firepower of that magnitude. And we'll have to see it now. We've got to give him more time.
These little bears are getting blown up. Like these stormtroopers just seem useless. Oh, it's right in the face. Hey, they finally hit something. Jesus.
That's the good thing about me seeing the most recent movies is that I know nothing happens to him.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, that
Because
takes
right now I'd be really freaked out. Like, no!
for Han?
No, for R2.
Oh, for R2?
Yeah.
R2's barely in the new one. I was thinking about that. Like, he has like 2 scenes in the new movie. And he had only 1 scene in The Force Awakens.
He's dead, dude.
Yeah.
Like, go.
No, he's sad.
Get out.
Gets a little dark there for a second. It's like there's too much cute in this movie. We gotta tone it down. Lando's so cool.
What about him is cool?
He's just that. He's got something suave about him. It's just the actor. Like, he's an actor who, I mean, he was popular for Star Wars, but he was in a lot of other things too. He's just got this swagger about him. He was more cool in the last one when they were in Cloud City.
Is he like jealous that he has friends? He keeps bringing them up. Oh my god.
Well, the Emperor doesn't have any real friends. Everybody's just scared of him. What is it, buddy? I'm going to get this cat on the microphone one day. What do you think of the movie? Up. He took the lightsaber. This is actually one of my favorite lightsaber battles. This is between Luke and Vader. Yeah.
He's watching.
Well, his name came from the movie. He should watch it. He likes the bears too. Oh, here's kind of a ridiculous moment where Chewie does the Tarzan.
He does the Tarzan.
I don't know what you call it.
No,
the Tarzan yell.
No, I like that. He does the Tarzan.
The other guy was just watching him get thrown off and didn't even do anything. I keep going back to when we saw Force Awakens and how you were like, I never knew Chewie was like a comic relief character. Because I never really thought of him like that, but he totally is.
Yeah.
Yeah, now they can finally blow those things up.
Yahoo! I like only see the Chewie characters like in the stores with that
The bandolier thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like his look. He has it in every
I want
movie.
to finally see it in the movie though.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll see a lot of teddy bears with it and stuff. I really think they could kill Chewie in the next movie. Hate to say it.
Do you know how many kids would be so sad?
So sad. I mean, they killed every other character.
Yeah, but that's like
They're all
the
old.
best character.
He is.
And they're going to get rid of him?
In the, so there used to be like before Disney owned Star Wars, the story was continuing in novels, and they called it the expanded universe. And there was like hundreds of Star Wars novels that just continued the story. And eventually, they did kill Chewie.
Holy crap!
That was awesome.
It's like teamwork at its finest.
Yeah. See, now they're finally pulling it out.
Yeah. That was weird.
Yeah. But yeah. In the novels, they did eventually kill Chewie. Oh dear. Oh, they flipped it. He said I love you and she said I know. I never noticed he had blood on his fingers there. It's like the first time they ever shown blood in Star Wars. That's somebody's car. I don't know if that's picking up on the recording, but it sounds like a chainsaw.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So this is my favorite lightsaber battle, for one, because of the setting and the way it's dark, but it's all about the emotion.
Ooh.
It's not so much about like, ooh, this crazy choreography. It's about the emotion between the characters.
So this is like his initiation, or what?
Basically, it's like his final test. It's like, will he give in to the dark side or not? I don't think that's picking up on the recording. This is like the third time somebody's smoke detector has gone off in our apartment complex. Yeah, because honestly, the lightsaber choreography is not that impressive. They're kind of just literally going back and forth.
Yeah.
But I just love the storytelling in the fight. Because in the prequels, it's all about like all the lightsaber fights are super crazy. They have like insane choreography and stuff like that. So everybody always likes those better. But I think this one's underrated. Also, the music and all this stuff is really good.
Yeah.
Like, I love the Emperor's theme. Like, he has a really good music theme.
Like he's like all excited.
Yeah.
So he just gave up, or what?
No, he's just trying to convince Vader to turn back to the light side. And he's...
No,
he-
it was, oh, I thought Darth Vader had given up.
No, he threw his lightsaber at him and tried to kill him. Some people call him Han, some people call him Han. Can't we all just decide?
For real.
All those dead
See, I like
stormtroopers.
where this is all taking place.
The forest moon.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's always a thing in Star Wars movies. It's always like, oh, what exotic location can we come up with next?
Yeah, where are they?
I think
where
they're in
was this film?
California, like where the
Okay.
redwoods are and stuff. I'm not sure. Something I never thought about before is where they filmed on the ice planet in the second one.
Mm.
They obviously didn't go to Antarctica, but they had to go somewhere. He looks cool in the dark.
Yeah. He looks good everywhere.
Well, that's true.
'Cause he's just cool looking.
He is. What you looking at?
Nothing. I don't know what the other names of the movies were called.
The names of the movies.
Yeah.
This is Return of the Jedi.
No, I know, but I was looking at what the other ones were.
The prequels. I like this music.
Yeah.
So this is him. He's kind of like letting his
I
anger
love the
go.
sound of the
lightsabers.
Yeah, it just sounds so cool.
You should really see the lightsaber battles from the prequels. So he's kind of letting his anger go a little bit. You can tell, like, as he's fighting, he's just like, "Grrr."
Holy crap, yeah, he is.
Yeah. And so he just cut off Vader's hand the same way he cut his off. I definitely think this is one of the Star Wars movies that has my favorite locations overall. Like, as you've been saying, you like all the places.
Yeah.
Like, I love Jabba's palace. I love the Death Star throne room. And, yeah, Endor is a really fun place.
I think when I took the quiz, that's what they had for me.
What?
What planet I would be living on.
Which one? Endor?
I think it was Endor.
Yeah, that's the forest.
Yeah,
where they're
that
at.
was the
Yeah.
one then, yeah.
It was really stupid for him to just throw away his weapon.
Especially to come at him like that.
Yeah. This one just has more of like a fun adventure feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah, definitely.
Because the second one gets really dark and it's all about them losing, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And this one's just like, yeah, we're on an adventure.
This one is more interesting.
Yeah.
I think it's because of that.
I love that guy. I don't know why.
Look at Obes.
Yeah.
He's loving it.
Obi-Wan is straight up watching the movie.
Did you see his ears go up?
Yeah. He's straight up watching the movie. Obi-Wan, you were named after this. Not that he answers to it, but... Here's another thing they added in the Blu-rays that people hate.
What?
I'll tell you when it happens because I don't want to spoil it.
Oh, because he said he didn't want to go on the dark side, right?
Yeah. Yeah, this right here. He never used to say no. They added that in, and fans hate it. Because it's more to the thing of like, oh, it makes Darth Vader a pussy.
Yeah, it does soften him a bit.
Yeah.
So he just
He threw
gone.
him down, yep. Vader killed him.
So
Saved
now
his
he's
son.
top guy now, right?
Well, he did it to save his son.
Right, but because he's gone, he's top guy now, right?
Well, yeah, but now he's also a good guy.
Yeah, I'm not sure I like that.
Him becoming a good guy?
Yeah, I like him being evil.
Well,
That's what made him cool.
I mean, I agree. He's one of the most badass villains that's ever been in a movie.
Yeah.
But it is part of that character is, he would rather protect his son.
He should have just done that and been like, no, I wanted to be top guy.
See, that's what they did in The Last Jedi with Kylo Ren is
Do something good,
yeah.
but then make it seem like I didn't do it because of that.
I know you slept through a good part of The Last Jedi, but I don't know if you saw
I
the
would
part.
never sleep through Star Wars. What are you
But
talking
I don't know
about?
if you saw the part where it was Rey and Kylo Ren with the bad guy who was kind of the Emperor stand-in Snoke, and Snoke was trying to get Kylo Ren to kill Rey, and Rey was
Yeah, I don't
trying to
think I saw
turn
it.
him, and instead he kills Snoke, and him and Rey fight together, and you're like, oh, Kylo Ren became a good guy, but then instead he's like, no, let's just let them fight each other and die, and why don't we rule? So that's kind of what they did. They took the Darth Vader angle, but kept him a bad guy. It's like, yeah, he turned on his boss, but now he's the top guy. So now we go into episode 9, and Kylo Ren is the big bad guy. So if you notice, he just knocked off the satellite
Yeah.
dish, and in the new movies, it has like a different satellite dish
Oh, really?
because it had a round dish on that one. Now it has like a square dish. So it's kind of a little reference of like, hey, they blew it up, or they broke it. I mean.
Oh, shit.
Jeez. Here's a scene that makes no sense. For one, it starts falling in space. You can't fall in space. But two, they were like really far away from the Death Star, and this thing crashes into the Death Star somehow. See, there's more of those little black droids rolling
Yeah.
around. Everybody's just like, get the fuck out of here.
Oh, that's right. We see the face,
Mhm.
right?
This masterful. But you lie. Nothing can stop that now.
But he only lost a hand, and his hand was pretty much robotic already. So why is he like dying? Oh, I guess because he got shocked by the.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I was about to have to turn in my Star Wars fan card.
Not what I expected.
Yeah, I didn't
At
think so.
all.
It's probably not what anybody expected. I wonder if that is the same guy who was in the costume in all 3 movies.
Coming with me.
I've never looked it up.
I'll leave you here. I've got to save you. You are ready. You were right. You were right about me. Tell your sister. You were right. Father.
So yeah, the reason he's in the costume in like the prequels is once he turns to the dark side, him and Obi-Wan have a big fight, and Obi-Wan cuts off both of his legs and one of his arms, which one of his other arms had already been cut off in another movie, so he has both robotic legs and arms, and he leaves them on like the shores of the lava planet, like right next to the lava, and he catches on fire, so he gets all burned up and had his limbs cut off. So they give him robotic limbs and put him in the suit to keep him alive.
Oh, that looks freaking cool.
Yeah, the core of the Death Star or whatever. I just love the design of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, more so than any of the other ones. How do you feel about Luke in this one compared to the other ones? Because I know you thought he was mostly just an annoying character in some of the other ones.
Yeah, I just don't really think anything of him.
Really? Not at all?
Yeah.
What about him as the old man in The Last Jedi? Did you pick up on enough of that to have an opinion about him?
No.
I really like him in that one. Like, I hope he gets nominated for an Oscar for The Last Jedi.
I mean, my main man is Chewbacca.
Really? Out of all the
Yeah.
characters?
Yes.
More so than Princess Leia?
Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Princess Leia's badass, though.
She's probably my fourth favorite.
Okay, so let's rank the characters since we're kind of at the end here.
Chewbacca's my favorite
Really?
character.
That is surprising to me. He's awesome. I don't fault
Obi-Wan Kenobi's my second.
Okay.
Oh, wait. I did not put Darth Vader on this list.
you. Yes, he counts.
He's my favorite character.
Okay, so Chewbacca's second.
Second. Third is Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Okay.
And then I like Han Solo.
Han Solo. Man, you put Leia that low?
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
She wouldn't even be on the list if I didn't have to.
Really? So then Luke's just at the bottom.
Luke's not on any list.
He's not on any list? I
No.
like Luke.
And then just any stormtrooper because I think they're cool.
We're going to be one of those people that has like a mannequin wearing stormtrooper armor in our place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
White and black.
Oh, you like the black ones too?
Yeah.
She just told him, I know we were talking over, she just told him that Luke's her brother.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He's
He
not
was-
like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he was like, oh, you're thinking about Luke?
He was probably like nervous about it.
yeah,
Now
he's like, he was saying when he gets back, I won't get in your way. And she's like, it's not like that.
Wait, now they're cool with him?
Yeah. They're part of the tribe now. So this is the thing they changed that I think is better, which is there's a song at the end of the movie in Celebration. And there used to be this like really weird Ewok song called the Yub Nub song.
Yub nub.
Yeah, and I think it sucks. People say, oh, they changed the Yub Nub
no,
song.
they're burning it?
Yeah. So remember in Force Awakens, Kylo Ren has the melted Vader helmet? This is why it's
remember.
melted.
Oh, that's so crazy.
He's burning his body.
So he doesn't poof disappear like the others?
No, but he does appear as a Force ghost.
But Leia never got to meet him as
No.
her
And
father.
I guess in one of the new novels, there's actually like a big thing where people find out that, this is also new. They added in all these planets celebrating in the end that used to not be in there. Everybody's celebrating the end of the Empire. Yeah, and this song is new. And I think the song's better.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so there's Tatooine. That was Cloud City before.
Yeah.
This is Naboo.
Oh, wow.
So this is the planet from the prequel.
That's pretty.
This is where Queen Amidala is from. This is Coruscant. This is another planet from the prequel.
cool.
This entire planet is covered in a city. That's where the Jedi Temple is in the prequels. Is this planet. That's actually the Jedi Temple in the background.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then this song they changed. Which I should play you the original afterwards because I have it on my phone.
Of course you do.
Yeah. The song is so much better.
Okay, that was really cool showing the different cities.
Yeah. That was all stuff they added in the special
That's
editions.
awesome.
So here's Here's the original, the Yub Nub song.
Oh my gosh.
Oops. Yeah, anyway. It's not as good. I like this song. I don't see why people complain about it.
Yeah, this movie was actually pretty good.
Yeah. So is this your favorite out of the original three?
Yes. This one for sure.
So you've now seen all of Star Wars.
That's crazy.
All the originals.
That's actually really crazy because now I can't say that I haven't seen Star
Yeah.
Wars.
And nobody's going to quiz you about the prequels ever. Although it's crazy talking to you, I honestly feel like you would end up liking the prequels more, and that's scary. Oh, so this is what they changed. So originally, that's Anakin from the prequels. So this was a big fucking problem with fans. So that's Hayden Christensen, who played Anakin in the prequels. In the original version, it was the actor who played Darth Vader, and they changed it for the
weird.
special edition, because George Lucas is like, oh well, he would go back to when he turned to the dark side. So his Force Ghost is representative of the last time he was part of the light side, and it was just a stupid bullshit reason to connect the movies to the prequels even more. And I forgot about that. That pisses me off. That is really terrible.
So you don't like it?
No, they should have kept it the way it was. I feel like it's shitty for that actor, and I feel like it's unnecessary. It was just a way for them to connect it, and it makes no sense. But yeah, that was the actor who played Anakin in the prequels.
That one's definitely my favorite out of the 3.
Really?
Yes.
So you've seen them all. Like, looking back, I know.
Why did Darth Vader have to die though?
Because he was the bad guy. It's part of he died in redemption, though, is the thing.
But to me, he is Star Wars.
So if you watch the prequels,
Whenever I think of Star Wars, I always think of Darth Vader.
If you watch the prequels, you notice that the story is always about Darth Vader.
Ooh, Norman Reynolds.
Oh, nice. Because the prequels, it shows you the rise of him becoming Vader, and then these movies kind of become his redemption. So it turns him into this tragic character who gets redeemed over the course of all 6 films. So if you watch them all together, it makes sense. Although you don't even need to see the prequels, because I think you do get that in the first 3 films. But Darth Vader is definitely the standout. And
I really like him.
I mean, I like all the main characters. Han Solo, obviously, is very popular. I like Luke Skywalker.
I like his sarcasm.
Yeah, which was very much in the forefront of this one. Yeah, so I know I didn't convert you as being a fan or anything, but how are you feeling after having seen them all?
I feel good. Like the fact that now I know how it started and how it ended. I like that.
Yeah,
I have context now.
Yeah, and
things.
What is your interest in the prequels?
I am interested because it's Princess Leia's parents, right?
Yeah, well, Anakin and Natalie Portman's character's name is Padme.
I am interested in it, actually.
Yeah.
Is Chewie?
Chewie's in the third one. He's not in the first 2.
He's in the first 2.
No. The third one, they have a whole planet of Wookiees, and Chewie is on there. No, the thing that would pull you through the prequels is Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan is in all 3, and he's like the main character, basically. Liam Neeson from Taken is in the first one.
I know who Liam Neeson is.
Okay, well,
he's one of my favorite actors.
Right. So the episode 1, Liam Neeson is Obi-Wan's master. So they're kind of the main characters of episode 1. So you got Ewan McGregor played Obi-Wan. It's him and Qui-Gon is Liam Neeson's character's name. Qui-Gon Jinn. He's Obi-Wan's mentor, and he dies in that movie. And then at the end of that movie...
This guy's name is Chunky.
Chunky? Oh, yeah, Chunky Hughes.
Yeah.
He did the dolly grip.
What a name.
Wesley Seeds.
No, I'm kind of interested in it.
Yeah. I do think there are things you would like. I'm not going to force you to watch.
I kind of want to... see Natalie Portman in the movies because I've always heard that she was in Star Wars movies. So.
She is kind of bad in them, and it's not her fault.
I mean, I don't really think anyone's a good actor in these movies.
Harrison Ford's kind of bringing it.
He's okay. Still sounds like he's reading off a teleprompter.
Yeah.
Though.
Star Wars is not known for the acting, and I will say this: Natalie Portman is a great actress. I think she's really good. Obviously, Black Swan, she won the award. Her being bad in the prequels is not her fault because George Lucas is a really bad writer and director. Yeah. He doesn't know how to direct emotion, and he does the love story in the second. So the second movie is the love story, because in the first one, Anakin is a child, and what's her name? Natalie Portman was like 14, and their characters reflect their ages, so it's like 10 and 14. And the kid they got to play Anakin is incredibly annoying, and his life actually got ruined after those movies. That's a whole other story. In the sequel, in episode 2, it's like they're adults now, and that's the love story. That's where they fall in love. And the love is so forced, and he is so awkward that you would never see how they fall in love, other than just the fact that they have to because the movie calls for it.
Yeah.
And it's not their fault. It's the script. It's the writing. George Lucas doesn't know how to write emotions and love, and it shows because he wrote the first Star Wars, and then he didn't write Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, and he didn't direct them either. He was just there supervising everything. and it shows that it was made better because of that. And I will always be forever in debt to George Lucas for creating Star Wars.
Names.
Yeah. Well, of course. You got to name them all.
That's crazy.
I bet Warwick Davis's
Diana
name is in
Reynolds.
here. I don't see it, though. But, yeah, it's just... She's not good in it, but it's not her fault, is the way I feel. And, like, you know, she has moments in the second one, especially. Like, she is... They give her action in the second one, so...
Why do they have producer Rick McCollum?
Rick McCollum?
Yeah.
Well, he's the producer.
But I thought...
Well, George, you're saying, like, would it be George Lucas or whatever?
Yeah.
He's the executive producer.
Oh.
So the executive producer is, like, the guy above the producer.
He was probably the first name that went on here.
Yeah. And Industrial Light and Magic is their special effects company that basically everybody uses now. They're the biggest special effects company in the world. Yeah. Any final thoughts on Star Wars?
I'm actually really bummed that Darth Vader
died. That's your big takeout.
Yeah. Oh, and the different planets.
Yeah. All the
That is
locations.
Really cool.
Yeah. And
Are they not called planets?
no, they are.
Okay. Well, keep correcting me when I say that.
No, I'm not correcting you. I'm just for some reason I'm using the word locate because I'm thinking it in movie terms, like, oh, it's a location. And the prequels have way more planets and shit that they go to that are even crazier. Like, you saw the ones at the end, a lot of those are from the prequels, and those were in the special edition, which technically came out before the prequel, so it's kind of like a sneak peek at what was to come at the time they came out.
Nice.
But all right, well, thank you for saying this to me, and I'm not gonna force you to watch the prequels, but if you ever bring it up, maybe we'll throw it on there.
We might.
Yeah. I would love to hear your opinion on them, just because they are more modern movies. So
yeah.
I'd love to see your opinion on them, or at least maybe we'll watch key scenes from each one. Maybe we'll do that.
If we do that, we'll just watch the movies.
I mean, it'll be up to you, but we won't schedule that or anything. We'll just see what happens. But all right, so thank you for finishing Star Wars with me.
Yep.
And thank everybody for listening. All right.
Bye.
Bye.